I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Dante Fabro of the Nashville Predators.
This is Philip Forsberg of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Eustace Aros of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck
with Crazy Charlie.
Welcome to the bunker. Welcome to the Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. And before we get started with the no half step in hockey coverage, first, let me direct you to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to renegadesofpuck.com, you'll learn everything you need to know about the show. Once you're going to educate about the show, you can click on that merchandise tab. Take you straight to our classic logo t-shirt, our pride logo t-shirt, all of our different special event t-shirts, and, well, so much more. All the gimmicks you come to know and love and expect from Renegades of Puck are all still available in our online store. Whether that's socks, throw pillows, wall art, bed sets, makes no difference to the Renegades of Puck. Something like 88 different items in our online store, and the best way to say it is that we've sold out so that you can buy in. Social media is of critical importance to this independent operation, so here's how you can support the Renegades of Puck. Jump in the trenches on your preferred platform, whether that is X or Threads, whether that is, let's see, what else are we on? Facebook, Instagram, and also TikTok. So please, whatever it is, the social media platform that you prefer to use, go ahead and jump in the trenches with the Renegades of Puck today. It doesn't cost you a thing, doesn't take you but a second, but it sure goes a long way to helping this hockey operation right here. You can find the video version of the podcast on YouTube, and we sure would appreciate some more subscribers over there. We appreciate Carlos and all the great Renegades in the trenches over there on the YouTube channel. Catch the latest episodes of Renegades of Puck TV, also our recaps and all of our game previews, our interview segments, and so much more right there, all summarized and compiled on our YouTube channel. You can also find the audio podcast on numerous platforms thanks to the Full Press NHL Network. The Full Press Predators podcast has gone from local to global last year into this year, and the momentum continues, so we sure do appreciate that, and stick taps love and respect to every single person out there who has taken the time and checked out the show. You can find us on Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Amazon, several other podcast platforms. Whatever it is your pleasure, just search Renegades of Puck, and you'll find the podcast today. Venmo, that's how you can support the show financially. If you'd like, you can make a donation by scanning the QR code that's currently on your screen or just searching Renegades of Puck in Venmo today. Every dollar goes a long way to helping this independent operation, so if you can spare it, we sure could use it. We are looking to build some things around the outside of the studio now. Actually, I'm looking to build a wall. I'm looking to close off an area, which is where the cold is coming in from and where the heat will be coming in from here in the coming weeks. So we are actually doing some construction here at the bunker. It's good to be back working with our hands and getting back in the bunker. I mean, I'm actually a mess from the project. So we sure would appreciate if you can donate any single dollars that goes along with helping this place out. So sure would appreciate that. Stick taps, love, respect to everybody who has sent some money along in previous weeks. It's gone a long way to helping with the most current project we are trying to get done. Again, scan that QR code. Now listen, I know it's time for No Half Step Hockey coverage, so let's get to the goods. Time for operation number 890. That's right. Time for show number 890. And at this moment in hockey history, Nashville Predators currently find themselves in fourth place in the Central Division after 68 games skated on the season. Nashville Predators have a record of 39, 25, and 4, 82 points. Has the Nashville Predators 9 points shy of an automatic qualifying playoff spot, which would be third in the Central Division, but also 9 points shy of first place in the Central Division. So the Nashville Predators, after 68 games played after St. Patrick's Day, are single digits out of first place in the Central Division. Who could have ever thought of that happening? No way in a rebuild year with a first-year head coach and a first-year general manager could the Predators be just single digits from first place in the Central Division after 68 games played and well in control of their own playoff destiny. Let's get to the rest of the show. Quit pausing on that. On home ice, which is where the Nashville Predators have not been seen in some time. That's where their next game will take place. It'll be against the San Jose Sharks. Preds have a record 18-15-1. The Preds have scored 219 goals this season. They've given up 204. It's goal differential of plus 15. Now, the wild card race is well in control by the Nashville Predators. The Central Division race is even more interesting. Why don't we take a moment and update both of them? The Winnipeg Jets currently find themselves in first place with 91 points. The Colorado Avalanche in second place with 91 points. The Dallas Stars in third place with 91 points. And you thought I was overdoing with the whole three-team weave description that I've been giving for several weeks here on the show? Well, it is obvious that it is going to come down to the final periods of the season. And right now, the separation between the teams happens to be games played. The Winnipeg Jets have skated in the least amount of games at 67. The Colorado Avalanche have 68. The Dallas Stars have 69. When it comes to wins, Winnipeg's at 43. Colorado's at 43. Dallas is at 41. So Dallas is finding themselves on the back end of most of the tiebreakers at this moment in time. But the three-team lead continues with all 3 teams having 91 points now at this moment in time. Now, we jump out of the 3 automatic qualifying playoff spots in the Central Division. Now we go into the next batch of teams, which the Nashville Predators are in 4th place and lead with 82 points. Then you'll find the St. Louis Blues 7 points behind Nashville with 75 points in 5th place. And then the Minnesota Wild are in 6th place. Arizona's got 61 points on the season. They're done. Chicago Blackhawks do have the little E, which means it's springtime. 8th overall in the Central Division, 43 points in the Central last place. When it comes to the wild card race, significant interest right here as the Nashville Predators hold the number 1 wild card spot at this moment in time. That would mean a matchup against the Winnipeg Jets if things were to wrap up at this exact moment in hockey history. The Vegas Golden Knights have the second wild card spot with 79 points. On the outside, looking in, St. Louis and Minnesota are the next 2 teams on the list. St. Louis at 75 points, Minnesota's at 74. So that means the St. Louis Blues are 7 points behind the Nashville Predators and 4 points behind the Vegas Golden Knights. So the Predators find themselves in quite the unique position at this moment in the season. A 7-point cushion on their playoff spot in the wild card and just 9 points behind 3rd place, 2nd place, and 1st place in the Central Division. Is one of the most unique moments in a playoff race that I've seen in this Nashville Predators entire franchise history. Now, moving on from the standings, we talk about the Predators' next week of action. More traditional scheduling for the Preds, first time in a while. This will be a Tuesday night game against San Jose Sharks, and then Thursday, measuring stick game. Best team in the league right now, the Florida Panthers. The Preds are heading off to Miami to face off against those Panthers. Saturday, back home against the Detroit Red Wings on the 26th of March versus the Vegas Golden Knights. 28th of March at Arizona on the 20th, or the 30th of March at the Colorado Avalanche. The Nashville Predators need to be very cautious coming back home after a long road trip, playing the worst team in the NHL, and then facing the best team in the NHL in their next game. This has potential to be one of those trap-type game scenarios. For the Predators, it's their 3rd and final regular season meetings against Pacific Division San Jose Sharks on the year. Let's go back and recap these 2 teams and what they've done at this point in time. 10-21 is when they met for the first time all the way back at the very beginning of the season. It was Nashville scoring the 5-1 victory at Bridgestone Arena. UC Saros got the win in net, 31 out of 32. Tommy Novak, all he did was make plays back then, and all he does is continue making plays now. 2 goals in that game. Evangelista and Sherwood with a goal. Blackwood took the loss for the Sharks, going 29 out of 34. 2 teams would not meet again until February the 24th when the Nashville Predators would be in San Jose, and they would defeat the Sharks 4-2 in San Jose. UC Saros gets the victory in that game as well, 23 out of 25. Sherwood picks up 2 goals in that game. Forsberg and Nyquist each with a goal. Kokkonen, 31 out of 34, takes the loss, and it was for Mikhail Granlund and Zadina with the goals for the San Jose Sharks. The Predators 2-0 against San Jose this season. UC Saros 2-0 against San Jose. The Predators have secured 4 out of 4 points, and they have outscored San Jose by a total of 9-3. Again, the Nashville Predators cannot get caught in a trap right here against this team, the San Jose Sharks. The Predators done a good job avoiding that 2 times so far this season. Now, injuries are affecting the Predators and how they'll deploy their defensive alignment. Del Gaizo has been called up from Milwaukee because Fabro out another at least 1 to 2 weeks, and Stastny is listed as week to week with no time frame at this moment. So Del Gaizo is called up now to be the Nashville Predators' possibly extra defenseman. Barry getting back in the lineup in the last game and representing himself pretty well has probably earned himself at least the next start or 2. Del Gaizo was good when he was here with the Predators in previous opportunities. I'd like to see him get some ice time while he's up here from Milwaukee. See how a year's growth in Milwaukee has added to his game since the last opportunities we had to see him up here. Now, let's talk about the San Jose Sharks, and we'll talk about this individual game itself. The Sharks on the season, 16, 44, and 7. They have just 39 points. They're 8th overall in the Pacific Division. On the road, the Sharks have a record of 6-25 and 4. They've scored 148 goals on the season. They've given up 268 goals against on the season. That is a goal differential of minus 120. their most recent stretch of action of 5 games. It was March 9th, where the Sharks had a 2-1 win versus the Ottawa Senators, one of their 16 wins this entire season. On the 12th of March, a 3-2 loss at the Philadelphia Flyers. On the 14th of March, a 6-3 loss to the Pittsburgh Penguins. On the 16th, a 4-2 loss at the Columbus Blue Jackets. And most recently on the 17th, a 5-2 loss at the Chicago Blackhawks. Cooley, former Nashville Predator, former Milwaukee Admiral, picking up the loss in that one, but getting the start in his call-up. 26 out of 30 were his numbers in that game. So again, the most recent game for the San Jose Sharks was against Chicago Blackhawks. The Blackhawks are 8th in the Central. The Sharks are 8th in the Pacific. And the Chicago Blackhawks were able to secure a 5-2 victory. This road trip, of course, has been just abysmal for the San Jose Sharks, as has been the entire season on the road. Again, their road record overall, 6-25-4 as they come into Bridgestone Arena. Talk about the NHL ranks in this particular game and this matchup. In the goals for category, as well as most of the categories, the Predators are going to have a statistical advantage, except for one in there. Goals for Preds 3.19 per game is 13th best in the NHL, while the San Jose Sharks are at 2.19, a full goal behind the Nashville Predators, 31st in the league, one spot from last. Goals against category, the Predators giving up 3 per game is 14th in the NHL. The San Jose Sharks are giving up 3.93 per game. Again, that is 0.93, almost a goal more per game than the Nashville Predators. So if it all works out to the averages, the Predators will win this game by 2 goals. That goals against in the league of 3.93 is 32nd overall. Shots for Preds, 31.4. They have been improving in this category as of late, as all of their metrics have been slowly ticking up as they've been continuously adding points to the standings, which is the only metric that makes any difference. 31.4 shots on goal per game for the Preds is 12th best in the NHL. The San Jose Sharks only generating 25.7 shots on goal per game. That is 32nd and last in the league. Shots against category, the Preds 30.3 against per game is 19th. San Jose is giving up 35.1 shots per game. That is 32nd, another metric where they are last in the NHL. Now this is the one. This is the one where the San Jose Sharks are ahead of the Nashville Predators in league ranking, but there's a caveat to it. The San Jose Sharks power plays converting at 20.5%. That's 18th overall in the league. 34 conversions on 166 opportunities. Now, check these Predators numbers out. Preds may be one slot below in percentage ranking at 19th. 20.1% is their conversion rate, but the Predators have scored more goals, 46, and had way more opportunities, 229 on the season. When it comes to penalty kill, the Preds are ahead in this particular advantage. 76.3% is their kill rate. 25th is their ranking in the NHL. They've given up 49 power play goals against, which is a huge number, but it's not nearly as big as the San Jose Sharks. 55 power play goals against. Sharks are rated 29th overall in the NHL in the penalty kill, and 74.2% is their kill rate. Updated stats individually for both of these clubs. Philip Forsberg leads the Nashville Predators in scoring and maintains his above point per game scoring pace, which is pretty incredible. He's managed to remain consistent on scoring and consistent in health, which have been two things that have eluded Philip Forsberg at times in his career. 35 goals, 36 assists, 71 points on the season now in 68 games, and there's no reason to believe Philip Forsberg is going to fall short of the 40-goal mark because he's going to continue scoring late in the season as he always does. The Captain Romeo is at 17 goals and 50 assists for 67 points. I think the Captain Romeo finishes with 20 goals in the season and obviously over 50 assists. A 20-50 season for Romeo with the way he started out, just absolutely incredible performance here. Second half of the season, he's got to be considered for the Norris Trophy now. It's not how you start, it's how you finish, and Roman Josi is opening odds across the league. Nyquist, 18 goals, 41 assists for 59 points. Again, another player headed towards a career year in assists and total points. O'Reilly's at 24 and 32 for 56 points in his first year as a Nashville Predator. And Tommy Novak continuing to make plays. He had 2 goals against the Sharks back in October. He's got 14 total on the season, plus 24 assists for 38 points. Over on the other side of the ledger for the San Jose Sharks, coming to visit Bridgestone Arena, second trip of the season to Nashville. Granlund scored last time the Preds played in San Jose. He's got 9 total goals in the season, 35 assists for 44 points. Hurdles at 15 and 19 for 34. Zetterlund, 18 goals and 14 assists for 32 points. Those 18 goals represent the tops on the team. Eklund's at 10 and 20 for 30. And Zadina, who also scored against the Preds the last time the Preds played the Sharks, 12 goals total in the season, plus 10 assists for 22 points. Cooley got the start took the loss in the most recent game for the Sharks. Krona anticipated to get the start for San Jose in this next game at Nashville. 1-5-1 on the season, .869 save percentage, 4.23 goals against average. UC Saros should get the start in net because the Predators have had a relatively light work week leading into this homestand, or this one-game homestand. 29-21-4 on the season, 908 save percentage, 2.80 goals against average with 2 shutouts. Again, beware of the trap. If you're the Nashville Predators, you are easily looking ahead at the measuring stick game and one of the toughest games of the season that is remaining on the regular season schedule. That's Thursday at the Florida Panthers. But the Predators cannot look ahead at that. They need to take care of this business against the San Jose Sharks, and I sure hope that they are able to do that. Sweeping the San Jose Sharks would mean 6 points on the season, and those are all critical and pivotal and important points, and the Preds control their own playoff destiny right now, so securing these points would, again, keep the pressure on the 3 teams ahead of them in the Central and also continue putting distance, or at least keeping at distance, the teams below them in the wild card. That's got you all set up for the Nashville Predators coming back to town, back at Nashville, Bridgestone Arena, face off against San Jose Sharks. It's one night only. Then the Preds are back on the road Thursday in Florida to take on the Panthers. That's going to do it for the preview segment. Let's go back and talk about what happened most recently on the Predators' last game of the road trip. They were in Seattle. It's time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We'll take you back there right after this on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back to March 16th, the year 2024, when the Nashville Predators were in Seattle to take on the Kraken for the third and final time in this regular season series. Head coach Andrew Brunette deploys his lines of defensive combinations the following way. Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist are your first line. Mobilier, Sissons, and Zucker. Jankowski, Novak, Evangelista, Smith, McCarron, and Sherwood make up your fourth line. Your defensive pairings are McDonough, Yossi, Luzon, and Carrier, Barry, and Shen. UC Saros gets the start in net. We are 1:33 into the first period, and UC Saros coming with the first save of the game, and Son Yamamoto at 4:52 of the first period. That's right, low event first 5 minutes. It's Alexiak hitting the post. That certainly woke things up for a moment there. At 4:59 of the first period is Grubauer coming with a save on Beauvillier. At 5:51 of the first period, it's Grubauer coming with a save on Luke Evangelista. We're at the 7:25 mark now of the first period. It's Grubauer now coming with another save on Cole Smith. So the Nashville Predators getting the better of the opportunities here in the early part of the first period in Seattle. At the 8:34 mark, Tatar's off to the box. 2 minutes for tripping. We see our first special team scenario of the game, and it's in favor of the Nashville Predators. Grubauer would only have to come up with a save on McCarron. The Nashville Predators would be unable to generate any sustained offensive zone time on this particular power play. Good job by the Seattle Kraken penalty kill. 10:49 now at the first period. UC Saros coming up with a save on Beniers at the 11:20 mark, just past the halfway point of the first period. It's Grubauer coming with a save on Carrier. Strong drive to the net with big power right there and speed. Grubauer turns that aside. 13:18 now into the game, and it's Saros coming with a save on Bjorkstrand at the 14:37 mark. It's Grubauer coming with a save on Zucker. And at the 15:38 mark of the first period, we find our scoring breakthrough. And it's the Nashville Predators getting on the board first. Tommy Novak, all he does is make plays. His 14th goal of the season, giving the Nashville Predators a 1-0 lead. And this was a weird one right here. It was a pass attempt. He was attempting to make a play, and the puck goes off the defenseman's skate and directly into the net. So Tommy Novak attempts to make the pass across the slot, across the top of the crease, and it goes off the defenseman into the net. The Nashville Predators have a 1-0 lead here in the first period. 17:01 mark of the first. It's Grubauer coming with a save on Beauvillier at the 17:14 mark. Saros comes up with a save on McCann, and that would do it back and forth until the end of the first period. The Nashville Predators get out of the first period with a 1-0 lead and also double up the Seattle Kraken in shots on goal. Nashville has a total of 10. Seattle has a total of 5. We move into the second period of action, and again, kind of a slow start to the second period. Teams feeling out, low event. 2:09 into the period where we find our first shot on goal, and it's Grubauer coming with a save on Zucker at the 2:44 mark of the second period. It's Evans off the box, 2 minutes for tripping, putting the Nashville Predators back on the power play. Grubauer comes up with a save on Luke Evangelista, and just like the Nashville Predators' previous power play, only able to generate one shot on goal, only one scoring chance for the Preds with the extra attacker on the ice. We hit the 5:21 mark of the second period, and it's Grubauer coming with a save on Alex Carrier at 5:23 of the second period, with the Nashville Predators seemingly quite in control of this game. McCarron is off to the box, 2 minutes for interference, giving the Seattle Kraken their first opportunity on the power play. Saros comes with a save, huge save on Bjorkstrand, moving across to the weak side to close it down. Good anticipation and tracking right here, as well as add some edge work and athletic ability to it as well. UC Saros with one huge save on the power play. That would be it for the Seattle Kraken on their power play. We go to the 8:36 mark, back to even strength here in the second period. UC Saros come with a save on Beniers to the 9:18 mark. Saros is coming with a save on Jordan Eberle. We cross over the middle point of this game, and we find ourselves at 10:16 of the second period. It's Grubauer coming with a save on Tommy Novak. Roman Josi finds the long rebound, fires the shot in. Grubauer also turns that one aside. This is a really good scoring opportunity for the Nashville Predators. We go to the 12:44 mark now of the second period. Grubauer comes up with a save on Alex Carrier at 13:32 of the second period. It's UC Saros coming with a save on Tanev at the 15:10 mark of the second period. It is UC Saros coming up with a glove save on Schultz, 17:24 now of the period. It is going to be Grubauer, a save on Jeremy Lauzon. Now we're all the way to the 18:45 mark of the second period when UC Saros is coming up with a save on McCann. 19:28 before we can get to the end of the period. It is Lauzon picking up a penalty, 2 minutes for holding on Tanev. This play was a little bit controversial on the broadcast. Lauzon definitely had the player pinned just a little bit. It was, I think I agree with the call. It was on the ice. I think it was a holding call. Lauzon did finish off the big hit on Tanev right here, but at 19:28 of the second period, he is going to be heading off to the box, putting the Nashville Predators shorthanded. Over the final 32 seconds of the second period, Seattle would be unable to generate a shot on goal. We hit the end of the second period, the Nashville Predators holding a 1-0 lead, and the Nashville Predators also out shooting Seattle 18-12 overall in this game. We go over the clean sheet of the third period, and we find the carryover of the power play for the Seattle Kraken, 1 minute and 28 seconds worth. Saros comes up with a huge save on McCann with the blocker, but then Burakovsky scores his fourth goal of the season, a wrist shot from the right circle, beating UC Saros. A lot of commotion, a lot of traffic there towards the end of the power play, and the Seattle Kraken are able to capitalize on all of it, getting the wrist shot there from the right circle. Shen over there on defense, unable to come away with a shot block or be very effective on the play. Burakovsky again ties this game up at 1 apiece, getting Seattle on the board. Now we are at the 1:42 mark of the third period. UC Saros come with a save on Karche. We go to the backside of the sheet and we continue on with the third period. It is the 2:13 mark now of the third period in this brand new game, all tied up. Grubauer comes with a save on Philip Forsberg at the 2:38 mark of the third period. UC Saros come with a save on Jordan Eberle at the 3:50 mark of the third period. It is Gord off to the box. 2 minutes for tripping on Smith. Smith did a good job following the McCarron shot to the net, looking for a rebound opportunity. Gets himself all twisted up, bringing the no half step and jam to the hard areas, and earns his Nashville Predators team a power play. The captain, Roman Josi, is going back to work on this power play. His 16th goal of the season is a rebound putback. The defense was setting some screens, so Josi gets the puck towards the high slot area, spins, and just fires it. Top corner, Josi beats Grubauer, the defense, and all the traffic in front, definitely helping the captain of the Nashville Predators. The Predators regain their 1-goal lead, now lead 2-1 here in the third period. We go to the 4:43 mark of the third period. UC Saros coming with a save on Larson. We go all the way to the 7:58 mark, where we find UC Saros coming with a save on Yamamoto's wraparound attempt. He had speed into the zone, took it all the way down below the goal line and tried to tuck it in the post. Could not get it to go. Burakovsky following up almost gets the tying goal again. 8:58 of the third period. It is Grubauer coming with a save on Luke Shen. And then at the 9:01 mark of the third period, it is the captain, Roman Josi, with his second goal of the third period, his 17th goal of the season. It was a heavy shot from straight on. Jankowski won the face-off straight back to McDonough. McDonough trades it over to his partner right in the middle of the ice, and the captain, Roman Josi, unloads with that heavy shot, as we've seen him do so many times over his career. But it seems like this year especially, he's been utilizing that particular part of the ice to take the shot. Roman Josi's second goal of the game is his 17th of the season. The Predators have a 3-1 lead here in Seattle. We're at the 11:24 mark of the third period now. We find Grubauer coming up with a save on Luke Shen. At the 11:48 mark, UC Saros comes up with a save on Dumoulin. Nashville Predators do a good job closing things down. Go all the way to the 15:19 mark of the third period now, when we find UC Saros coming with another save on Dumoulin. Then all the way to 17:45 before Saros has to come up with a save on Burakovsky yet one more time in this game. At the 18:40 mark of the third period, we find Filip Forsberg skating into a puck and pushing it into the net for an empty net goal. His 35th of the season, team leading now third all-time in franchise history with that 35-goal mark. The Nashville Predators not only lead 4-1, but they close this game out with a final score of 4-1. They outshoot the Seattle Kraken 30-23 in this game. The captain, Roman Josi, takes over a tied game in the third period and gets not only the game-winning goal, but the insurance goal, and then Filip Forsberg gets the empty net goal at the end of this one. The Nashville Predators close out a road trip, what easily could have been a trap game, after an emotional victory, not only a measuring stick game, but a statement victory against the Winnipeg Jets. Going into the Seattle Kraken arena, they handled themselves quite professionally, found themselves tied in the third period. Roman Josi helps them pull away, and the Preds close out this road trip, taking 7 out of 8 points, and their overall point streak continues. What this team is continuing to do is honestly quite remarkable. The Preds with a good, solid, professional road victory to close out a road trip. Now they get on a plane, they finally get an opportunity to come back home. It's been a while. It's time to get to the next segment. That's it for the Rebirth Sports Full Game Recap. It's time for analysis, so much more, right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness. And that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been, what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
Welcome back in Renegades of Puck podcast. That was the Rebirth Sports Full Game Recap. Nashville Predators closing out a successful road trip in Seattle, picking up the 4-1 victory. UC Saros got the start, picks up the victory, his 29th of the season, 23 out of 24. Strong professional game in net on the road. He had to make some big-time saves in this game, and I thought that he was dialed in and ready to finish off this road trip in a strong way. So, for UC Saros now at 29 wins on the season, a 908 save percentage, 2.80 goals against average. Those numbers are looking really, really respectable and reasonable now that we are at this point in the season. And believe me, we talked about UC Saros' numbers a lot this season, and they were certainly not that. An in-game save percentage of 958, 20 even strength saves, 2 power play saves, 1 shorthanded save for the goaltender, UC Saros. The captain, Roman Josi, dominant in leadership, skill set, and on the ice all the way around. 2 goals in this game, including the game-winning goal, both coming in the third period, and Roman Josi took over this game. Last game, couple of assists and beating the Winnipeg Jets, absolutely controlled that game. This game picks up the 2 goals, giving his team the victory. 67 points on the season. Now, I believe that Roman Josi has played his way into the Norris conversation. If you go back and look at October, you look at the beginning of November, absolutely not. But if you look at the way he's finishing down the stretch, and just that's what the awards people always look at, is how are you finishing down the stretch? Not did you pile up 30 points in October and then coast to 60 for the rest of the season. But Captain Roman Josi at 67 points has been the top scoring defenseman in the NHL. I don't remember the exact starting point, but the second half of the season has just been exceptional. And Roman Josi, I think, has played himself into Norris consideration again. That heavy shot from out high, love seeing that every single time. And a rebound put back in this one, crashing the net. Again, the captain, Roman Josi, took a little while to adjust under Andrew Brunette with the new system, and now he is feasting out there on the rink night in and night out. And I anticipate him doing that against the San Jose Sharks, just like I anticipate the next player I'm going to talk about, Filip Forsberg. I think that he's also going to feast against the San Jose Sharks. Picks up a goal. It's an empty netter, but I'm going to write it down because he's the goal-scoring leader on the team. Also picked up an assist, and that goal was his 35th of the season, and that moves Filip Forsberg into third all-time in franchise history. Now, 40 goals, I believe that that's going to happen without a doubt. 5 more goals. There are opponents like San Jose, Columbus, Arizona. There are teams below the Predators in the standings that Filip Forsberg has feasted on in the past, and I anticipate he's going to do so, probably looking to do so against the San Jose Sharks team. 40 goals, I think it's within reach. The franchise record might be a little bit more difficult, but the way Filip Forsberg can pile up goals in short stretches, he has one more big game, 3 goals in a game, and I think he's going to get to the franchise record this season. So Filip Forsberg with the empty netter plus the assist, that's his 35th of the season to lead the team and put him in third place all-time franchise history. Tommy Novak, all he does is make plays. Look, he was trying to make a play right here, and he puts the puck in the net. What do you want a guy to do who's that talented that when he's just trying to make a pass, he ends up putting the puck in the net? He was trying to feed the puck across the top of the goal mouth, across to the weak side for another one of his teammates when it goes off the defenseman's gate and into the net. Tommy Novak picks up a goal in this game. Also had 3 block shots in his 14:51 in total time on ice. Novak 5th on the team in scoring. He's got 38 points on the season, and I believe he is continuing to develop and continuing to grow into a really good and important player. And I hope that continues because the Predators have made a commitment to him financially for the next couple of years. Mark Jankowski, quietly, 2 assists in this one. He wins face-offs. That sets up goals. That's incredibly important fact about the sport of hockey. If you win face-offs, that means you start with puck possession. If you start with puck possession, that means you don't have to expend a bunch of energy trying to regain puck possession. And when you start with puck possession, that means you can set the tone, the pace, and the offense. So that's exactly what Mark Jankowski's allowed the Nashville Predators to do, picking up these helpers. Great to see Jankowski. Jankowski is a veteran player in this league, another type of guy that Andrew Brunette and Barry Trotz just absolutely love. Jankowski's been around, he's got experience, and it's paying off for this Nashville Predators team. He also had a shot on goal, he also had a block shot, and only skated 12-15 in total time on ice. 2 points in this game. Important stuff right there by Jankowski. McDonough also picks up 2 assists in this game, and Ryan McDonough is just the most solid, the most professional. 2 defensemen now out injury. McDonough just steps up and continues doing the work. Now he's on the top pair with Roman Josi. He's picking up 2 assists in this game. Really impressive stuff for McDonough. 23-19 in total time on ice. He led the team in total time on ice. He led the team in shorthanded time on ice at 3:04. You got to give stick taps to an old grizzled veteran like Ryan McDonough out there leading his squad on the last night of a road trip in total time on ice. That's going to do it for the analysis portion of things. We've got to get to the box score, so let's go ahead and hear from our good friends at Stripe Digital Solutions. Then we'll come back. We'll get the good, cold, hard numbers known as the box score. We'll wrap this thing up. Operation 889, cruising right along right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast. The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way. From startup to full-time operation, Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions. Welcome back in Renegades of Puck podcast. Let's talk about what's going on in this box score. Let's talk about these numbers. Roman Josi, 2 goals, paces the Nashville Predators. Also, Philip Forsberg and Tommy Novak with goals in this game. So 2 goals from the defense, 2 goals from the forwards. On the assist side of things, Jankowski with 2 assists. Ryan McDonough also with 2 assists. Forsberg and Nyquist chip in with the other assists in this game. So 4 assists on the top side for the forwards, 2 at the bottom for the defensemen. When it comes to shots on goal, 4 was the leading numbers. Captain Roman Josi, and then a couple of players with 3, Zucker, and also Forsberg with 3 shots on goal. When it comes to blocked shots, Tommy Novak had 3 block shots in this game to pace the Nashville Predators. Alex Carey had 2. Roman Josi had 2. Philip Forsberg also chipped in with 2. When it comes to the physical component of things, Luzon stays above his game pace, heading towards that NHL record, already now setting the Nashville Predators franchise record for hits. He adds 5 more in this game. He is, again, well on his way. If he maintains, I believe it's 4 hits per game average the rest of the way, he will break the NHL record all time. Typically, he's above 5 per game, so I don't see any reason why Luzon isn't going to make it to the NHL record for hits in a season. 3 was the magic number the rest of the way across the board. Shen had 3 hits, Zucker had 3 hits, Cole Smith had 3 hits, Sherwood had 3 hits, and Michael McCarron also had 3 hits. All the familiar names you expect in the physical category. McCarron was mixing it up all night long, like the snarl in his game in this one. Time on ice leaders, and comes to the forwards, 18:33 for Ryan O'Reilly, 18:06 for Philip Forsberg, 16:57 for Gus Nyquist. Thought the team did a good job overall of rolling 4 lines in this. The least amount of time on ice was 12:15. The most amount was 18:33. So that's a good job by Andrew Brunette yet again of rolling all 4 lines. If this team can continue rolling all 4 lines the rest of the remaining schedule, they will have their players rested and ready to go, and they will also have everyone dialed in and ready for a first-round series, no matter who it is against. If you can roll 4 lines, you are going to be in a good position. When it comes to the defense, I mentioned Ryan McDonough led the defense in total time on ice, 23-19, but we also had Josi at 21-46 and Carrier at 21-12 and Luzon at 20-14 in this game. When it comes to the special teams power plays, it was time on ice leaders, 2:22 for Nyquist, 2:18 for Forsberg, 2:18 for Ryan O'Reilly, 2:20 for the captain Roman Josi. When it comes to the power play time on ice, 3:04 for Ryan McDonough led the Nashville Predators in shorthanded time on ice. Cole Smith at 2:21 and Colton Sissons at 2:19. That's going to, UC Saros. I almost forgot the goaltender again. UC Saros was 23 out of 24, gave up 1 goal against, an in-game save percentage of .958, 20 even strength saves. Not the most workload ever. 2 power play saves, 1 shorthanded save in this game. That's going to do it for the box score. As a matter of fact, that's going to do it for this entire show. Operation number 889 just cruising by already in the books. We're going to close this thing out by saying that Nashville Predators road trip incredibly successful. It started out with a back-to-back against bad teams, the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Minnesota Wild, but still a back-to-back matinee games on a weekend. Tough circumstance, got to travel. Predators managed to pick up 3 of those 4 points when not playing their best hockey, and they ended the road trip in Winnipeg and then Seattle, and they were playing some of their best hockey in those games. The game against Winnipeg will go down as one of the games of the year, and the game in Seattle is a hell of a professional way to end a road trip and pick up 7 out of 8 possible points on this 4-game road trip. Remember the Nashville Predators' previous 5-game road trip, they swept that one, and now this one, they pick up 7 out of 8 points. The Predators have picked up 17 out of 18 road points in recent stretch of hockey. And that streak continues. The Nashville Predators climbing the charts of the all-time points streak by this franchise. So for the Nashville Predators, it is definitely a trap game coming up. They've been on the road for a while. They're coming back home. They've got the worst team in the NHL in the San Jose Sharks before they head on to Miami to take on the best team in the NHL, the Florida Panthers. Just looking ahead and being a realist about this one, the Nashville Predators point streak could be in jeopardy against one of the worst teams in the NHL, and it could be one of those games that makes a lot of people throw their hands up. But I'm hoping not. I'm hoping that Andrew Brunette has his team rolling in the right way. playing with rolling all four lines and keeping the confidence going. I'm hoping that the Predators can overcome typical cliche hockey moments like a late season complete falter to a bad hockey team like the San Jose Sharks. I'm hoping the Preds can prove me wrong on that one. Last time when Montreal was here in town, I thought that was a trap game too, and the Preds were able to prove everybody wrong on that one and move ahead. But that's the kind of attitude they need to have. They need to maintain that road mentality coming home. The word has been relentless, and they need to carry that relentless attitude, that relentless enthusiasm, and that relentless no half-step and jam. It needs to come back to Bridgestone Arena against the San Jose Sharks before the Nashville Predators head on off to Miami. The Preds just pretend this is another road game when they come back home to face off against San Jose. I mean, they haven't seen Bridgestone Arena in so long, and they're only staying for one night. It's practically set up to be like a road game. All right, that's going to do it for Operation number 889. The Preds rolling on. It's making the season a hell of a lot of fun to cover, and we knew it was going to be a more interesting and a more unique season with the rebuild, with the new head coach, with the new GM, but it has been fascinating to watch what's happening. We've got Philip Forsberg making a run at 40, maybe a franchise record. You've got the captain, Roman Josi, now back in the Norris picture. You got Nyquist and O'Reilly coming in here as free agents and just being incredible. Both of them are going to end up with over 60 points. Tommy Novak's making plays all over the place and getting a contract, and UC Saros this season has rebounded. 68 games in the books. Cannot believe how fast it's gone by. We're already approaching the end of March. So everybody be careful out there. Have a great rest of the weekend. Enjoy your St. Patrick's Day. We'll be back with another episode on Monday of the Renegades of Puck podcast, Operation 889 in the books. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. Stick taps, love, and respect.